Okay, I'm recording. Cool. All right. Okay. Before I start this video, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been sending messages and checking in on me. For those of y'all who don't know, I live in Los Angeles. There's been fires out here. I'm fine. My place is fine. But there's a lot of people who have not been that lucky. But the thing about these fires is if you're just watching on the news, you're not really. What am I doing? Who's going to watch this? It looks fine out here. It's a sunny day. It's not dramatic. It's not emotional. I need something for the algorithm, man.
When we saw the posts on Instagram, we were devastated. We lived here all our lives, and when we saw that on Instagram, it broke our heart, so we wanted to come and see firsthand.
We're really shocked that
There's no fires.
there's no fires and they're faking it, basically. You know, when people are actually losing their houses.
Not nice to do.
The Hollywood sign was never on fire. It's an AI generated image. So a lot of people watching this video, you're probably pretty tech savvy and you're at least aware that this fake AI stuff is out there. But I don't think it's common knowledge that making these fake AI videos can be extremely profitable. So I'm going to tell you today about an online course that you can buy right now that promises to put $5,000 a month in your pocket. But from what I've personally seen, I think you can make even more than that. So let's take a look at a case study. This is an Instagram account called Future Rider US. At the start of the year, it was mainly AI videos of this motorcycle riding through these futuristic landscapes, hence the name. So these videos would usually get anywhere from 20, 30,000 views. But then the fires broke out and those fake Hollywood sign burning videos started spreading and articles were coming out warning people that those images were fake. So what Future Rider then does is turns around and makes their own copycat flaming Hollywood sign video. And that one did way better. It got 1 million views. Then they posted another AI video. This one has firefighters rescuing baby animals. 23 million views on this one. It's got 31,000 comments and 1.4 million likes. So I said I was going to talk about money and I won't keep you any longer. How much money did they make? So it's hard to say exactly, but we can estimate. So Instagram pays people through programs where creators can make money based on how many views their reels receive. The more viral a video is, the longer users stay on the app, which allows Instagram to show more ads. Instagram then passes on some of the profit to the creator. How much? Well, Meta doesn't publish those numbers, but I did ask a few influencers, and the recent rate seems to be around $100 to $120 per million views. So let's just pick one day and look at the most popular posts on that day. In a roughly 24-hour stretch starting on January 10th, here's what we got. 1 million plus 24 million plus 6 million, another 6 million, 45 million, 4 million, 8 million. That comes out to about 94 million views, which would be about $9,400 USD. That's about 10K in one day for typing in some prompts. And these videos are all still racking up views, so the number's probably higher by the time you're watching this. So there is a caveat here. It depends on the account already having been monetized, and we don't know necessarily that it was. But that's a theoretical ballpark of what kind of money you could make. 10 stacks in one day. Not a bad day's work. But there's a science to it. So Future Rider has been experimenting with different combinations of LA fire-themed AI slop, and they're refining as they go. So at first, it was firefighters holding baby animals. But when the views on those videos started slowing down, the account shifts to videos that show animals running from fire, and there's no firefighters. One of the videos is just a swan bleeding out onto a freeway with no fire at all. So business types are going to immediately understand what's going on here. The creator has realized that animals are a reliable attention getter, and they're experimenting to see which combination is the most profitable. This is what marketers call A/B testing. You never stick to one thing. You try version A, then you try version B. You compare the results, and then you adjust and keep doing it. The account is experimenting to see which AI slop sticks. And when I say slop, I partially mean that in a literal sense. In the most popular video, there's a firefighter who's inexplicably exuding smoke from under his jacket while he's cradling an owl. And this other firefighter, instead of saving a raccoon, he nudges it back into the flames. There's no quality control and half the scenes don't make logical sense. it's sloppy. But if you read the comments, a lot of people seem to be genuinely unaware that these images are fake. Some people can tell, and a lot of them are pretty mad. But there's also this interesting third group. People who initially are fooled by the AI images, but then when another commenter tells them that it's fake, they get mad and they say they don't care. They say they appreciate seeing images of heroic firefighters or vulnerable animals, even if those specific images aren't real. Future Writer US has addressed this, kind of. So their most viral post has 45 million views and counting. So this is one featuring a firefighter carrying 2 baby bears to safety. A lot of people left angry comments about this. And by the way, angry comments boost the algorithm, just in case you didn't know. The comment section got so heated that the creator jumped in to post a response. So 3 days after their original post, they came back, they make a comment and pin it to admit that yes, the post is AI generated. So here's part of that comment.
In this video, I aim to shed light on the reality of what is happening. These problems are very real. Animals are dying, homes are being destroyed, and firefighters are risking their lives to save others. They don't have the time to produce visually stunning and powerful footage to raise awareness about these issues. That's why I took the initiative to create something that could help people see and truly think about these tragedies through art. Even when created by AI, we can evoke emotions, raise awareness, and inspire change.
The logic of their argument seems to be, and I'm paraphrasing here, that if I don't post these fake provocative images, nobody will care about the brave firefighters or the people who lost their homes. And that might sound reasonable to some people. I don't know. My AI slop is inspiring change is definitely an unusual stance, but maybe it's part of some larger overarching aim that this person is trying to achieve that we don't understand. Except they just posted this.
Do you want to grow your Instagram, TikTok, YouTube fast? Get thousands of followers, create viral reels, and earn $5,000 plus every month? With the Viral Reels Guide, it's easier than ever.
So this is one of their most recent posts. It's not actually Future Writer US, obviously it's AI generated. And actually the person behind the account is Russian, and I'll get to how we know that in a second. And it's also their second ad. On January 6th, before the fires even started, they posted their first ad for their viral video course. And if you look at the post itself, it says this.
This proves that anything is possible when you know how to create content that grabs attention.
And there it is. This is about creating
Content that grabs attention.
Also, let's go back to that ad for just a second, because later they say that in just a month, they got 285 million views. So if that's true, and let's say that it is, that's close to $30,000. And again, it's mostly off the back of those fake fire videos. This account has always been about making money, not
raising awareness.
And when I saw this ad, I thought, all right, man, look, and yo, this is just me being real with you and giving you my opinion, telling you what I think. I thought, yo, this person is telling people, some of whom have actually lost their homes or worse, that they're just here to help. Okay, that's one thing. But if your whole account points to an ad, that seems disingenuous. You're posting these fake fire videos, tagging your location as Los Angeles, but there's no donation links, no mention of a local organization. The only call to action is to click a link to give you $20 for your viral video course. I don't buy it, bro. I mean, well, I did buy it. I bought the course. I usually wouldn't do this, but for journalism's sake, I had to see what was in it. And so I can tell you what's in it. There's 2 files. The first one is a 10-page PDF. It should actually be shorter because there's a lot of double and triple spacing and repetition to pad it out to be longer. So I'll just summarize what's in it for you. First, it tells you to look online for what's already trending at the moment. Then you type that into Sora and have it generate a video for you. You take that, add music, post it online, and repeat. And that's it. It's nothing you couldn't figure out by yourself. Really, the only unique parts of the guide are 2 rules that it suggests. The first one is that you should always clearly label the post as AI generated. Future Writer doesn't seem to follow that rule, but more on that in a moment. The other rule is that it tells you not to spend too much time on any one video. As it says,
30 minutes are enough to move from concept to final upload.
and just to prove that, there's the other file. And this one is a video. It's just a screen recording of an iPhone going from prompt to upload in about 7 minutes. So you might be curious about who's actually behind this massive account. And I was too. But they had their account set up so that most people couldn't send them a message. But I got them to talk to me by posting a comment on one of their videos, asking them to DM me. Once they did that, I identified myself as a journalist and I started asking questions. And believe it or not, there was one place where we actually agreed with each other. So it was a pretty long conversation, but here's a summary of what they told me. First, they really only started doing this about a month ago. When Sora was released, they got an account and started posting AI videos, and pretty quickly their accounts started blowing up. And they were pretty proud about this, and they were telling me about their high follower account across a bunch of different social media platforms, and they said their guide was selling really well. But when I asked them about their LA Fire videos, that's when they started getting defensive. So I pointed out that a lot of people clearly didn't understand that this stuff was AI, and that the commenters that could tell, most of them sounded pretty angry. Future Writer US said that they didn't see the problem because they had added an AI label to their videos. And here's the thing, they're right. On all of the Fire videos that Future Writer has uploaded, there is an AI video label. It's not watermarked in the video itself, but it's in the Instagram interface. You've seen this tag before, and I know that because I've actually already showed it to you in this video numerous times. You might have noticed it, but I bet you didn't. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, before I show it to you again, just go ahead and pause this video and jump back to this timestamp and just spend about 10 seconds looking for it. And then you can come back. Okay, so maybe you found it, but if you didn't, here's a screenshot. So you see that tiny little A in the bottom right? That's where it was. So you need to tap that. And if you do, you'll get this. But that's not it. It gets worse. Because to even see that, again, you have to tap to open the description. Most people, when they're scrolling through IG Reels, they look at the video and they move on. If they interact more with the video, it's to go to the comment section. It's not to root around at the bottom corner of the screen for AI tags. Also, just as an aside, the AI label does not show up at all on the desktop interface. It's not hidden. It just doesn't exist. Okay, and you probably did not expect this video to turn into a UI UX breakdown, but we actually have to go there because this is important. So, okay, strictly speaking, it's not always partially hidden, this AI info tag, from the music scrolling. So this video here is probably, I would say, the best case scenario. So one more time, this is that 43 million view post again, the biggest one on the account. So this is what it looks like from the main grid. And this is what it looks like when you're scrolling through. And again, this is where people spend the vast majority of their time. And this is what it looks like if you take the trouble to open the text description. So there we go, down there. There's the tag in all its glory. Down there on the right, it says AI info. Not AI warning, not AI caution, not this video has been manipulated, just AI info. Why would you click that? Also, I mean, and I gotta say, going back to UX again, because there's no serifs there, if you don't know what you're looking at, you might think that it says AL info, which is not AI video, which is even more confusing. Anyway, I'll just get back to it. So Meta has a page that makes a big deal about the fact that they've added this, and they mostly show what it looks like in the grid view. The issue is that it's even more imperceptible there. So on their page, it shows it in this grid view as showing up under the username. It's not great. It's still really small, but okay, at least it's there. And yeah, that's what it looks like on an iPhone. On an Android, which is what over 70% of the people in the world use, this is what it looks like. So take a look at this. You see that Los Angeles, California tag? Well, when you first look at the post in the grid, that's what you see, the location tag. And then after that, the music title scrolls in for a few moments. Only after that does the text AI info show up, which again, what does that even mean? But by that time, you're watching the video. There's fire, there's baby cubs, there's firefighters running around. You're not looking at tiny little text scrolls in the upper corner of your screen. So you either need to wait 5.5 seconds, and yes, I timed it. You can try it yourself. You have to wait that long for the AI info to appear, or you have to search at the bottom of the screen. And so this is where I agree with Future Writer US. In our conversation, they said that it isn't their fault if people don't notice the interface's AI tag. It's Instagram's responsibility to make the tags bigger or more noticeable. And by the way, Instagram has never told us, the users, that they were rolling this stuff out. There's a press release, but none of us would read that. It's not like they had some tutorial that everybody has to agree to before they use the app that teaches you how to spot their AI tag. We're just supposed to notice this tiny little thing that's literally less than a centimeter. So Future Writer US insisted that they were following the rules as written. And I have to admit that they're probably correct here. But just to double check, I asked Meta. I sent them an email to their press department and I asked them some questions to make sure. They didn't respond. This all said, there are ways to make it clear that your post is not real. Some creators will do this by putting something like #AI at the beginning of their post and then writing their caption down below. So Future Writer US, in their own guide that they sell to customers, actually suggests going further and writing it out in the post itself. And so when we were talking, I reminded them of this. I just sent them a screenshot from their own guide, which says,
Important. State that this content, or parts of it, is AI-generated, e.g., created with AI or AI-generated content.
This seemed to really annoy them, and they accused me of harassment.
Why should anyone pressure me or force me to do something beyond the established rules? I am following the platform's guidelines, and anything beyond that crosses a line. This kind of behavior can be considered harassment, as it unfairly targets and imposes additional expectations on me that are not required by the platform.
If it's not already obvious, everything that Future Writer US is writing to me, as well as the captions they write and the comments they write to people, it's all being copy-pasted from ChatGPT. Their $20 PDF course, it's also pretty clearly just spit out from ChatGPT. I was only sort of speaking to a human. All right, let me back up some. I don't think it's really that helpful to be too harsh on any one individual. I'm free to believe that what Future Writer US is doing is not ethical, and they're free to disagree, or at least pretend to. But neither of our opinions matter here because of two facts. The first, fake AI slop is profitable. And the second is that there are countless users doing the same thing. I can guarantee you that there are dozens and dozens of accounts doing this exact same thing right now. You take one down, more will pop up. The Instagram platform doesn't just enable this behavior, it rewards it. And so do the other platforms. On Instagram, Future Writer US's top hits are from fake LA fires. On TikTok, it's more their fake motorcycle stuff. On YouTube, it's 3-hour-long Christmas music compilations with slop visuals of families going shopping. None of them are clearly labeled. That would distract from the content. And disaster porn is just another kind of content. It doesn't really matter what that content is, as long as it's
Content that grabs attention.
both sides can make money. For the slop creator and the platform, this is a pretty clear win-win. The only loser here is us, the audience, because the majority of us will always be unable to recognize AI slop when we see it. And so this is maybe where I would try to be responsible and put a guide for how to detect AI, maybe tell you to look for anatomically incorrect things or strange behavior or some kind of inaccuracies. But by the time you watch this, any kind of advice I could give you would probably be out of date. You know, the advice used to be, okay, look at the hands, because it used to be that AI would always have these really inaccurate or really strangely depicted hands, that there'd be too many fingers or they'd be at weird angles. But it's getting better at that. And that's not really as much of a thing now. And so anyone who says that they would be able to spot an AI generated video with 100% accuracy right now, or if they think they could do it 6 months from now, they're fooling themselves. There's this thing that AI proponents like to say a lot every time something new comes out, which is that this is the worst it'll ever be. And so far, they've been right, and they may well continue to be right. It's only going to get harder. I think it's going to continue to be the case that the majority of us will not be able to reliably tell AI when we see it. But it's hard to blame us when there's two sides actively conspiring against us. Instagram's interface makes it almost impossible to see, and creators are financially incentivized to lie. Multiple fires are still burning in Los Angeles, and people still need help. But Future Rider US seems to have moved on. When the news started reporting that a ceasefire might actually be happening this time in Gaza, Future Rider US anticipated interest in the trend and made a post about it. Supply and demand. The post they made is this AI slop collage of a Palestinian flag. There's the guy at a mosque. There's a woman crying, and bodies and rubble are lying in the street. There's children. There's this brief shot of body parts that I'm not going to show you here. There's doctors walking sideways, sort of. And the caption is this vaguely worded, inoffensive block of text that says, in part,
"This is not about taking sides. It's about humanity."
This move is completely obvious to anyone who follows Future Rider's viral video guide, or honestly, any of the tons of books, articles, LinkedIn posts, and videos by content creators who teach you how to make content and grow your account. Again, it's all about
Content that grabs attention.
Of course, somebody was going to use those tools and strategies for something like this. And as long as the platforms allow it and keep making money off of it, there's no reason for it to stop. Identify a trend and make money while you can. Future Rider decided that the algorithmic juice had been squeezed out of Los Angeles. Moving on to Palestine content is just a business decision. This post got a few comments, which are the kind you'd expect. There's heart emojis, crying emojis, somebody musing about a world war. But one of the commenters seems completely uninterested in Palestine, in humanity, or a ceasefire. Instead, they ask the real question.
"If I join your courses, what I'll get from the courses?"
So a day went by, and that Palestine video didn't even break 10K views. It was a flop. So a few hours later, Future Rider US posted a video of a bear eating honey.